Good morning, ladies, and welcome back to January in the homeschool world. Most of us think that after our January break or Christmas break, we're going to come back and feel refreshed and ready to get to the rest of the next school year, and it's going to be awesome. And then discover that January and February are actually not awesome. And I think that most homeschoolers over the years, certainly seasoned homeschoolers, will always tell you that January and February are the hardest months to get through homeschooling, which is unfortunate. And sometimes we do, even those of us who are very energetic can find that there's a real push that needs to happen then. I think we come back and we realize, we're behind in this or we're behind in that, and we get a bit discouraged, and we're not close enough to spring that we can see an end in sight. So we have to find ways of getting through January and February that are healthy for our family, right? So just a couple of suggestions about things that you can do. Most of us, weather is more poor in January and February, so that's part of sort of being a bit housebound is part of the problem. So a good time to sort of do indoor activities, like some indoor field trips that might be fun. Visit a museum or visit an art gallery or something that would be, obviously age dependent. That would be an interesting thing to do. Spend an afternoon, maybe plan that once a week or twice a week if you can, to just get out of the house and do something with your kids. I think is really important. But also to just do indoor active things with them. And when I say with them, I mean actually doing it with them, blow up some balloons and bat them around the house with the kids, or play Play-Doh with them, be involved in them in some physical way, because our physical antsiness, ours as well as theirs, is getting a bit out of control. This is often a time when we've had company over too, that we can just have a family over for dinner so that we can have an evening and play board games or do something fun to kind of not only just pass the time, but also fill our January and February with lots of fun. I also think it's a great time to just do outings, like if you have some sort of indoor play area that you can go to, or rent a gym with some other homeschoolers and get some balls and kick balls around or whatever. You can even take your kids out to the mall for a hot chocolate. There's lots of things we can do in the bad weather, and it's probably a good idea to just brainstorm, make up a list of things that you could do. But I think that even more than that, we have to think about what our brain is doing in January and February, why it's so hard to get through sometimes. And to do that, it's important to look at why do we feel good when we're off, when we're off, for the summer, or we're off over Christmas. And I think that the main reason we feel good is because we don't care about checking off any boxes, right? And to reflect on that, we think a lot about checking off the boxes. What is it I've got to do today? What have I got to get through this month? And that's hard on us, and we let that go over Christmas. We let that go in the summer holidays, and we feel so good because checking off the boxes doesn't become the primary focus of our lives. So I think that my main point I would like to make for this little short video is, do not overlook the relationships in an effort to check off the boxes, right? That's not why you're doing this, right? That's not why you're homeschooling. You're homeschooling for all the right reasons, right? And checking off the boxes, there are some things that we need to get done, but checking off the boxes, if that becomes your focus, then what gets to become your secondary focus, or even your tertiary focus, is the relationship. So we have to be very, very careful not to put the boxes before the relationship. We'll see you next week.